Hey guys, my name is Mark, also known as Caedrel, and I play jungle for Exile, and this is my Khazix guide. Okay, so on Khazix, the best mastery to go is Electrocute. You can go Dark Harvest in solo queue, but I prefer Electrocute, it's just generally safer. And then on the second tree, you definitely go Sudden Impact. This is definitely needed for stealths and jumps. Third one is kind of preference, but I prefer Eyeball Collection because it's just easier overall. And the fourth one is also a bit debatable. You can go Relentless Hunter if you think you're going to get fed, so you can gank every lane. If you're going to go Moby Boots maybe. But I think Ravenous Hunter is probably the best. And then secondary is very standard. You just go Absolute Nimbus Cloak and Absolute Focus. These are the best two masteries on Khazix. You can go like with Boots and Cosmic Insight, but Nimbus Cloak is really strong and Absolute Focus gives you a lot more 1v1 potential. Stats, you just go double Adaptive Force and Armor. So for the stats, you can go Attack Speed and then Adaptive Force and Armor for faster clear, because the Attack Speed helps the early clear, because Khazix's early clear is a bit weak. But I prefer to just go double Adaptive Force for just generally more overall base AD. So on Khazix, it's best to start Q if you're going to start on one of your buffs. But if something goes wrong early game, you can skill W if it's not too late, and then start on Raptors. And this is a good start, and then you go from W to Q to E. But if you're starting Q, which is generally 9 times out of 10, you just start with Q, take W second, and then go E third. And then you want to put most of your points in Q, just maxing Q. And when you get level up on level 6, you want to evolve your ulti, and you want to upgrade your ulti as well. You can upgrade your Q, but it's more for competitive when you upgrade your Q, because Q upgrade is for objective control, whereas ult upgrade is for solo queue. And then you want to max W second, E third. And when it comes to level 11, most of the time you want to upgrade W. It's the best for clear and for poke. And then level 16, it's just generally preference. If you're fed, you can go E. If you want more damage, you can go Q upgrade. As soon as you load into the game, the best item you can get is Hunter's Talisman and a refillable potion. Machete is not that good for clearing, and you'll find that the Talisman's a lot better when it comes to Raptors and Golems clear. Okay, so for itemization on Khazix, normally after the first base, you want to go into Red Smite with double longsword. This is the ideal base. This is like level 5-ish when you're done your full clear and you've done some fighting, maybe picked up a kill or two. Having the double longsword Red Smite means you're really strong 1v1, and that's where Khazix starts to become a lot more of a threat. But towards the mid game, you definitely want to have the jungle upgrade warrior, the Red Smite, and you want to definitely get Duskblade. These are the two core items in the early game for Khazix, early mid game. Once you have these two items, you're really a big assassin. And then the third item is dependent. If they have a lot of squishies, like they have Tristana, Karma, and a squishy top laner, for example in bot lane and stuff, then you can go Yomus third. But most of the time you're against some beefy frontline, and you definitely want to go Black Cleaver, third item. After this item, you can look for a Guardian Angel. It makes you quite tanky, and this is where like the later game comes in, and it makes it so when you go in, you can actually get out with the Guardian Angel. But in terms of full build, you definitely want those 4 items, and then you can look to go for more lethality items. So you have Edge of Night and Yomus as the 2 options, as the 2 finishing items. It depends on your choice, whichever one you want to go for. Both have their benefits and disadvantages, but both are pretty good. But you just want to mainly focus on lethality. Okay, so in the early game, Khazix is probably at his weakest. If you get cheesed in the early, like level 1, it's really hard to come back if the enemy jungler is good. But normally what you want to do with Khazix in the early game is just get all your camps, just do a full clear most of the time. Ganking on Khazix early is a bit hard. If you see a laners that's low at level 3, then you can obviously go for it, but Khazix 1v1 level 1 to 4 is not that strong. So until 6, you really want to just look to get clear and look for scuttles based on your prios. But yeah, if you can get to the early game on Khazix with even jungle camp advantage, like if you're both even in jungle camps with the enemy jungler as Khazix, it's really, really beneficial for you, because at level 6, it's very likely that you'll win 1v1. And that's where the mid game comes in. So once you've hit mid game as Khazix, this is when you're around level 10 or level 11. You've got your ult upgrade and your W upgrade. So when it comes to walking in river, no one can really contest you. Like you can just run into river, and if you see someone, you can just jump on them. And you can just play 2v2 and 3v3 really easily with Khazix, and you can look for their AD carry in teamfights really easily. You've got really good objective control as Khazix in the mid game. When you have 2 points in your ultimate and you have both the upgrades, it makes it so no one can really contest the objectives if they're not set up properly, because they have to be scared of you assassinating them. And basically your priority in team fights is just kill the squishies before they can do any damage. So as Khazix in the late game, you're really a big threat on the enemy team if they have squishy carries. But at this point it's kind of annoying because most of the carries have Zhonyas or they have Guardian Angels, so it's really something that you have to play around. So you have to make sure that in team fights you're looking out for them and you're playing around them. So in team fights in the late game you want to go in without your jump most of the time, and then proc the GA or proc the Zhonyas, and then just use your stealth to go around them until it runs out and then finish them off. And then you can use your jump to escape, or if you get a reset you can jump back in. But at this point you'll also have Guardian Angel, so don't be too afraid, but you have to look for these high risk plays because assassins towards the late game normally fall off if they can't find good flanks. So your main objective is just sit on pink wards, make sure they can't see you with the sweeper, and just look to flank them from any angle you can find. Hey guys, I hope you really enjoyed the video. If you have any comments or anything, just leave them down below, and if you enjoyed the video, drop a like.